Welcome back, my friends. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day. Today we are going to indulge in some TikTok videos on anxiety, relationships, and so much more. Go ahead and get comfortable, sit back, and let's enjoy the show.
When you love yourself enough, meaning when you understand your needs enough and believe that they are worthy, you will no longer find attractive people who cannot fulfill those things for you.
If you deal with a lot of anxiety or overwhelm or things just feel like they're too much, I want to share a little brain trick that has helped me a ton in feeling better in those moments. For me, overwhelm always feels like there's just way too much going on to be able to do anything, right? And when we feel like crap, we want to feel better. But we also know that it's nearly impossible to feel 100% better in a given moment. So the thing that I do to get myself moving in the face of overwhelm and anxiety is I ask myself, what is one thing that I can do right now that can help me feel 1% better? Something like super small, like having a sip of water, getting some fresh air, taking a deep breath, having a snack, using the bathroom, adjusting in my seat, stretching, giving myself a hug, etc. One teeny tiny thing that can help me feel 1% better. And then I go do that because it feels manageable. It doesn't feel like I'm about to climb a mountain. It doesn't feel like I have to get 100% better in the moment. And so it gets the ball rolling. What this is doing is it's training the brain to trust that we're capable of feeling a little bit better in each moment. So as we start to meet those needs, it becomes easier and more manageable to take action in the face of that big scary thing that is causing the overwhelm to begin with.
So tell me, what is one thing that you can do to make yourself feel better when you're feeling overwhelmed? I know that as I make these TikTok videos, it does become overwhelming, especially with the edits aspect. And one thing I do is step outside, and it's freezing cold here in Minnesota. I feel energized, and just being out there for maybe a minute or two, I can tell a difference in my energy.
An affair is not a real relationship. It's an illusion. Only 3 to 5% of people end up with the person they have an affair with, and 75% of those couples get divorced. Why? You're not building a life together. You're not paying bills, raising kids, and doing what it takes to experience real love. Instead, you're hiding in the shadows, you're sneaking around, you're really chasing a high and mistaking intensity for intimacy. But you haven't paid the price for real love. That takes honesty and trust and commitment, and the very nature of an affair is the opposite of those things.
Hi baby, let's talk about 5 ways to cope with being triggered. As someone who is relatively frequently triggered, these have all been game-changing for me. Pause and take a step out of the situation if possible. Being triggered means that you're having a strong emotional reaction that may or may not be considered disproportionate to the situation at hand. I want to be clear, that doesn't mean that what you're experiencing is wrong or bad by any means, but it does indicate that you need to take a moment to be in your body before responding. Notice and name the feelings. This is important. Actually giving a name to what you're experiencing without trying to change it can actually help you regulate. If you struggle to name your feelings, start by noticing the physiological sensations in your body. Connect with the present moment, whether that's focusing on your immediate surroundings, reminding yourself that you are safe in this moment, or taking a mindful walk. You want to bring your body back into the here and now. Journal about it if that's your thing. Writing can be a great way to release trapped feelings and also help you make sense of your thoughts without judgment. If it feels safe, explore the trigger. This is delicate, and for some people is best done with the help of a therapist. If you do decide you want to explore it on your own, you can ask yourself questions like, have I experienced something like this before? What's this situation reminding me of? Are these feelings familiar? And what thoughts are coming with the emotions?
I saw this video this week that I can't stop thinking about. The video said that anytime we go through something really difficult, there's a wound there. And the days and months and years following that wound, there's a lot of ups and then there's a lot of downs. And this woman said that the ups and downs are the stitching that bring the wound back together. Like it keeps getting tighter and you're mending the wound, you're healing it. I just keep thinking about that because I feel like when we have down moments, we can get really hard on ourselves and be like, why is this happening? But that's a part of the stitch. You know, it's going to come back up, going to go back down, going to come back up. I just love it. Thank you to whoever put out that video. I can't find it, but I hope you hear this and you think about this whenever you're going through the ups and downs of life.
He said the ups and downs are what stitch the wounds back together. I love that. I really love that.
I'm going to show you a really quick way to regulate your nervous system using something called bilateral stimulation. Bilateral stimulation activates both sides of the brain at the same time, which also activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the nervous system that helps you feel calm. Bilateral stimulation is used to treat PTSD, anxiety, and depression. You're going to take your hands like this and gently tap back and forth on your chest. This is called the butterfly hug. You're going to do this for 1 to 3 minutes anytime you feel overstimulated and anxious. You're going to want to bookmark this. It's the quickest way to regulate your nervous system, and you can do it anywhere.
So here's how you're going to handle your intrusive thoughts next time they cross your mind. I'm a hypnotherapist and I use this technique all the time. So first thing I want you to do is save this so that you have this whenever you need it. And I want you to understand that you are not your mind. Your identity is not connected to your mind, to your thoughts. So next time you have an intrusive thought or a thought that you don't align with, I want you to take the position as an observer. Pretend you're observing your thought. You can even kind of imagine yourself separating from your thought. And then I want you to imagine yourself as your most enlightened, evolved self. Empowered, confident, full of self-belief. And then observe that thought and I want you to laugh at it. Like literally, laugh at that thought that it's the most ridiculous thing ever because your enlightened, evolved version thinks that's absolutely ridiculous. Let me know in the comments if this was helpful and how do you handle your intrusive thoughts?
Another way I learned to reset the nervous system is to tap on your chest, right about here. That resets the vagus nerve. So let me know how you reset or if you have any other tips. Thank you.
When it comes to your past, there are 4 important things that I want you to remember. Number 1, your past does not define you. Number 2, your past does not determine what you're capable of achieving in your future. Number 3, the more that you hold on to your past by thinking about it, feeling ashamed of it, regretting things, the more that you do that, the more that you're going to relive it. And number 4, if you did bad things in your past, just learn the lesson. Move on. Because you can do bad things, learn the lesson, and realize that doesn't make you a bad person. And when you learn the lesson and you carry it forward with you, that's how you free yourself from your past and you create a bright, beautiful, new future.
An author by the name of Don Miguel Ruiz said that humans are the only species that punish themselves 1,000,000 times over for a mistake they made in the past. More specifically, every time you remember that past mistake, you'll get a flood of emotions of shame, guilt, remorse. But that's not really the problem. I think the biggest problem is when others in your life continue to punish you for a past mistake.
I believe there are people you bump into and you immediately click with them. You click, you immediately connect, and you don't know why, it doesn't make sense, but you just feel like, you motherfucker, I know you're from somewhere, and you probably do. Past life shit, you know. And what happens though, it's beautiful, and it's very intense, it's very deep, you're so magnetized towards each other, but this magnetism and intensity is very overwhelming. So what tends to happen is there's so much love, but also a lot of fear because a lot of people are traumatized and they don't trust love. It's either they don't trust others, they don't trust love, or they don't trust themselves. And in this dynamic of pure, unconditional love from the start, of this like instant connection, it's very triggering. It's very triggering, and it's like this magnetism of like, I want to know everything about you. I never want to leave your side, but at the same time, I want to run and never see your ass again.
I think the question that I have for this creator is, when do you cross the line of instant connection and wanting to be with them all the time, as opposed to it becoming a form of obsession? Maybe I'll delve into that on my next video. But what she was saying made me think of people that meet someone and they're instantly obsessed, which is not healthy. However, they do and feel the same things as when a person who's healthy feels that connection. You know, they want to be with them all the time. I think maybe there is a difference between obsession and feeling love. I don't know. I'm going to have to delve into this deeper. All right, let's carry on.
The fastest and the best way to de-stress, to lower your level of stress in real time. And this is very important because life is stressful, right? Like, we can't control external events. And we hear all this stuff like meditate, vacation, massage, do all this stuff, but that's great. But what if you're stressed in the moment, right? You're about to give a talk, or you're in a difficult conversation, or the world seems to be spinning around you. The physiological sigh brings your level of stress down immediately, very quickly, and we all have the capacity to do it. And it's done the following way. It's a double inhale through the nose. The first one is a complete inhale till your lungs feel full, and then you sneak in a little bit more air as a second inhale, and then a long, slow exhale through the mouth until your lungs are completely empty.
I myself have used that technique to breathe in I'll be honest, sometimes it didn't work, but it does bring your focus within, and it does help, but maybe I need something more intense to calm down. I don't know.
What is high functioning anxiety?
So high functioning anxiety is behind the scenes, you're feeling anxious, you're feeling worried, you're feeling stressed. There is an anxiety there behind the scenes, but you don't show that, you don't present that. And instead you use your anxiety and the things that you're feeling to then present as being organized, hardworking, and people see you as being successful and they think that you've got it all together because actually you're presenting that. Let's think of an example. You're at work and your boss has just said, look, we've got this work to do and there's a presentation that to do for next week. This is what we need to do. So in the back of your head, you're like, oh my God, I'm not organized. You feel out of control. You feel like you don't have everything together. You haven't got this, and you're thinking, what if? No one sees that. The image that I get is like, the duck where it's like swimming and we just see it gliding like this. And underneath it's like, it's like paddling away. It's very similar to that where behind the scenes, no one sees what's going on. So people see that you're organized. Oh, she'll get it done. She's always got it together. She's like this, but no one sees the real anxiety that you're going through or the things that are happening where you are stressed out, you're overwhelmed, you're not sleeping all night. And a lot of people will say, this is how I present. And I wonder if it's that disconnection. So behind the scenes, you're feeling these feelings, but you feel and you worry and you feel like people aren't going to accept that. People don't understand that. People don't like that. So I'm not going to share that side. And instead you show a side that you think people are going to accept. And you've learned that through life.
5 psychology facts to help you read people like a book. Number 1, those who dislike bothering others typically don't enjoy being bothered themselves. Number 2, those who often avoid eye contact are battling internal insecurities or hiding something. Number 3, those who love to whine and complain don't like anyone else's opinions. Number 4, the less authoritative a person is, the more likely they are to resort to anger to solve problems. Number 5, people who are quick to judge or criticize others often are projecting their own insecurities onto someone else.
You meet people on the same level of psychological wound as you.
Oh, man.
You also leave people where if you evolve out of that and they haven't been able to.
Wow. Which I think goes back to one of the pieces of content I heard you talk about, which is like the sense of smell connecting to someone's stress levels or anxiety levels. Like you'll kind of attract a similar nervous system, or I guess a certain similar, like, I don't know, stress level?
Yeah,
is that right?
so it's not smell. It's sensing, not through smell, the level of the stress hormone, yeah.
Interesting.
But that's short term, right? But the inner child and shadow stuff is longer term.
Gosh, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
So you think we attract people based on our psychological wounds?
100%.
Wow. And as we start to heal and grow, if the other person's not healing and growing, we kind of pull away.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Have you ever been in a situation where you recognize certain defects in another person, especially a person with maybe some narcissistic tendencies, some self-absorption, inability to be open-minded? And as you grow, you're going to notice these defects, for lack of a better word, in this other person. And what's really frustrating is if you approach that person and say, hey, maybe you can act or look at something differently, and maybe you can change this and things would get better. And by doing so, they do not want a part of it. You're the crazy person. You're the psycho. You don't know what you're talking about. Those are the people that you need to leave behind. And
here's how you know someone's mentally unhealthy. And it's a simple idea by the psychiatrist Carl Jung, who once wrote, mental illness is always a substitute for legitimate suffering. And what he meant is, we can never avoid feeling the legitimate suffering of being human. We can only trade it in for mental illness. In other words, the mentally healthy person feels the pain of being human, and therefore they stay healthy. Whereas the mentally unhealthy person avoids feeling the very pain that would have kept them sane. This is the person who avoids the pain of judgment and ends up socially anxious. The person who avoids the pain of grief and ends up emotionally numb. The person who avoids the pain of vulnerability and ends up lonely. The psychologist Marsha Linehan put this into a very simple formula when she said, quote, pain plus non-acceptance equals suffering. Or as another psychologist, Rollo May, put it, when we deny our pain, we deny our growth. That's how you know someone's mentally unhealthy, when they avoid feeling the very pain that would have kept them sane.
That video is going to sit with me for the next few days. I need to think about that one.
Someone you love is neurodivergent and they're feeling overstimulated, which shows up as irritation, frustration, impatience, mood swings, anxiety, and you want to know how to help them? Hi, my name is Atusa. I'm an ADHD coach, and I'm about to tell you. Number one rule, give them space. Don't be all up in their business trying to fix them. Neurodivergent people have high sensitivity to sensory input, which often is why they end up overstimulated. There's too much noise, the lighting is off, they don't have their personal space, they're being touched, and there's just too much going on. So you getting all up in their face and be like, what's wrong, tell me, it's not going to help. If you insist on staying around and trying to help, it's not productive, because they might be masking, they want to please you, so they'll say yes to you, but in fact your presence is making them more frustrated and more overstimulated. So space, please give them some space. Instead, this is what you can do. You can get to know what are the tools that help them regulate themselves and offer those when you see that they're overstimulated. For example, weighted blankets. Weighted blankets can calm your nervous system. Number two, maybe you can give them some earplugs, or if there's too much noise, maybe you can assist them to go to a room that is quiet. If the environment is messy, you can clean it up a little bit. You can either ask, or if they don't know, you can start noticing what are the things that calm them down, and in moments like that, offer those things to them. Number three, get to know their triggers so that you don't end up being the reason why they're overstimulated and triggered. For people with ADHD, for example, these are some triggers. Interrupting their hyperfocus. So if they're in a middle of a task and focused on something, you don't want to interrupt them. That is enraging. It's just a nervous system response, not on purpose, but that can really be frustrating. Number 2, try and communicate as fast as you can. So don't drag conversations. Don't give too much detail to get to the point. Number 3, just try and provide a good sensory experience. What do I mean? I mean, don't make too much noise. Don't turn on all the main lights that are like hospital lights. Don't mess up their bedroom, their house. Just let the sensory experience be smooth, and I promise you they'll feel better. Number 4, don't tell them what to do, especially when you're dealing with children. I know as parents you want to tell them what to do. People with neurodivergence, they have what is called pathological demand avoidance, which again is a nervous system response. When you tell them what to do, they don't want to do it anymore. So instead of telling them what to do, instead of when they're overstimulated, even telling them, hey, do this to feel better, no, always give them options. Hey, do you want me to help or do you want me to leave you alone? That way you will help them choose a way to regulate their emotions, which they're bad at, without triggering them. Check out my website. I have a full course for people with ADHD to help them get to where they need to, and just follow for more content and more information. Love you.
The first person I thought about when I watched this video was one of my daughters. When I'm visiting her and both of the grandkids are there, it gets a little noisy. They start running around, being loud, and toys start going everywhere. And I notice she'll look at me and say, I'm being overstimulated. And with that, I usually will pull back, try to jump in, start picking up the toys, and help the little ones get ready if we're leaving to go somewhere. I've seen it firsthand, and I'm definitely going to use the tips the creator provided and see if they help her